Welcome to the Small Business Made Simple podcast, brought to you by socialmediaandmarketing.com.au. Being in business is never easy, but it can be simple, or at least simpler. Join me, your host Jen Donovan, every week where we focus on marketing, social media, and working towards simplifying your business. You with me? Let's do this.
Gonna dream it big, 'cause someone out there listening. Everyone's got a voice to give, and it's time I heard you whistling, 'cause there's no point at all, in dreaming small.
Why, hey there. Welcome to episode 126 of the Small Business Made Simple podcast. Thank you, as always, for lending me your ears today. I know you have lots of choices, and I really do appreciate you making me one of them. I am, of course, the host, Jen Donovan. If you're new to this podcast, then welcome to you. Otherwise, welcome back to another really great episode where we're going to talk about viral content and some of the lessons that I've learned with a few things going viral. And I use viral in inverted commas. I'm, of course, a digital strategist and a coach for small businesses, but pretty much I just want to help you make marketing a priority, because I know that if you want your business to grow and become more profitable, then more people need to know how amazing you are and that they need your business. So that's my aim of my game in everything that I do here in my business. Okay, so today we are going to have bit of a chat about things that I've learned from content that's gone viral. I've had a couple of things go viral in my years of marketing. And look, when I say viral, I'm not talking about like the funny videos that you might see on YouTube that have millions and billions of likes and follows and shares and things like that. I'm talking about something that goes viral in the context of your own business. So if your posts normally reach 50 people and all of a sudden it's reaching 100,000 people, then hey, that could be considered viral for you. So please don't listen to this podcast and go, oh my God, Jen, that's not really viral to me. It's viral in the context of a small business owner who lives in rural New South Wales, who works from her home office on her farm. So that's the kind of virality that we're actually looking at. And I've learned some lessons along the way, and I really wanted to share some with you because I think that there is not only lessons for viral content, but just lessons in everyday business life here. So the first lesson that I've learned from something going viral is you don't know when something's going to go viral. You honestly cannot see it coming. Or maybe I just can't see it coming, but most people that I speak to that have had a piece of social media content or some sort of content through their business be all of a sudden seen by the masses didn't see it coming. So my first experience with something going viral in inverted commas was actually a Facebook post that I did on a very old account for the Kitchenware Queens. So for those of you who, if you're not quite sure, the Kitchenware Queens was the name of my retail business that I used to own a few years ago with my best friend Jojo, who will never listen to this podcast, but shout out to Jojo anyway. Like I said, that account doesn't exist anymore, but I do have a screenshot of it, which I hold very treasurably. I'll try and find a screenshot and put it in the show notes if I can find it. All right, so the post was totally random, and I actually posted it while I was sitting in the crowd waiting at the comedy festival. So I'm waiting for the comedy festival. I'm sitting in my seat, playing with my phone, and I came across something and I thought, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. I'll post that to my social media. I was literally paying no attention to it whatsoever. But within about an hour or so, I had to turn off my phone. It was on silent, but it kept lighting up. And when you're in a theatre with 100 odd people in the dark, you become a little bit obvious. So I had to turn my phone off. And I might add that the last thing you want in the comedy festival is to become part of the act or cause any attention from the stage, because that would be my absolute nightmare to be haggled by the person on stage. So yes, I turned my phone off. But by the time I got out of the theatre, which was about 2 hours later, my post had 605 likes, about 300 comments, and was seen by over about 250,000 people. And it was so long ago, this post, that Facebook didn't even have stats on shares. So I don't even know how many times it was actually shared. I only know how many people actually it was shown to. So that was for my small retail business in a rural regional area was just mind-blowing that in 2 hours I could have had that much traction. I had no idea it would go viral, although looking back and considering it had the recipe of alcohol and chocolate, I probably should have known better. I probably should have known that it would go viral. Of course, I was selling the Easter egg molds because we had a kitchen shop and it was coming up Easter time, and I was selling the Easter egg molds that were in the picture. Nothing to do with the alcohol. But to put the viability figures in perspective, I had about 2,000 people following me on that Facebook. So this was a very unusual amount of people that were actually seeing my posts. And for me, it felt very, very viral. So my biggest mistake, and here comes the lesson, because I didn't think it would be any different to any other posts that I'd done, I didn't brand it. Yep. So all this extra attention, but my branding didn't go with all of that extra traction. So like I said, Facebook didn't show me shares at the time, but I'm assuming it was being shared and my branding wasn't going with those shares. So my most popular post ever for that business was now out of control and wasn't going to bring me any sales because no one knew who put it up there, especially if they screenshotted it and then forwarded it on, because my branding wasn't in. So my excitement quickly turned to despair. If only I had branded the post. So even though you don't know what's going to take off in your business, make sure you brand everything. Make sure your brand is on all your posts, because if it does go viral, you will no longer have control of it. So I guess always think that it just might go viral and brand it accordingly. My other significant piece of content that has gone viral, of course, is my Facebook group called Buy From a Bush Business. I set it up on a Friday evening in late October of 2019, hoping to really help some small rural business owners make more sales coming into Christmas, because I knew that things were pretty tough. We were in drought and things were really, really tough. Little did I know that bushfires and COVID-19 and floods and even mouse plagues would follow so quickly from that drought. But my group basically went from no members to 100,000 members in about 6 weeks. And about 18 months on, which is where we sit now, it's just ticked over 320,000 members. So I quickly went from group creator to community leader to community mayor to police officer to negotiator in less than 6 weeks. It was apparent I wasn't building a Facebook group, I was building a community. So the first lesson is you don't know when things are going to happen, so you should always be ready, especially with branding. And the second lesson I would have for you is to embrace it quicker. Get on the viral train quicker. If this happens to you, embrace it, encourage it, and nurture it. Show the heck up so people actually know that it's you behind this post or behind this piece of content that is going viral. Even if that means commenting on people's comments and sharing things to your stories about what's happening and doing some videos around it, or even better, getting some free press around what's actually happening in your business. And you might think, well, yeah, Jen, that's kind of like a no-brainer, but I'm telling you, it happens so fast and you are so excited that you actually do forget to be the marketer of your business. Viral might mean to you 50% more comments than you usually get. Again, we aren't talking millions here, but we are talking out of the ordinary for you and your business. So the third lesson I have for you is to expect the haters to hate. In the words of Tay-Tay, haters are gonna hate. When you get fans, when you get super fans, you get haters and you get super haters. There are people in this world, unfortunately, who delight in tearing other people down. I'm not sure why they do, but they absolutely do. And if you've had some grand success in your business, they are going to seek you out, find you, and adopt you as their new best friend that they would like to hate on. I deal with them every day. Every single day. I don't talk about it often because I don't want to give them the oxygen, because they don't deserve any oxygen, but they are there and I am here, and at least once a day we clash. Well, actually they clash. I tend to ignore. You are never going to win against a hater, so you should never ever try. The aim of your content is to reach as many people as possible so that they know how great you are at what you do and therefore want to do business with you. The aim is never to go viral though. So, that's really just a bonus. And as much as viral is not the aim, we should always be ready for it. For example, brand your content just in case it happens to you. People say that video is the way to go viral, and most viral content I see and you see probably is video, although it's usually viral content because it's so hilarious, not really a piece with a call to action that's come from a business owner. That's a little bit more not so common when you start to look for viral content out there. And my experience is different. I guess I had a photo go viral and I had a Facebook group go viral. So like I said in point 1, you just never know. Content that's relatable to your audience, solves their problems and brings them great delight or joy is primed for social exposure. Hence, alcohol and chocolate, the post that I did that went a little bit viral. Of course, things that make us mad and things that make us angry and disgust us also go viral. But of course, we don't want that as a small business owner. We want the relatable content that solves our clients' and customers' problems or brings them joy and delight. We want that to be the piece of content we put out there that goes viral. So why did my post about alcohol and chocolate go viral? Well, I think it was actually timing. Easter was coming up and I tapped into the emotions of happiness and love for chocolate and alcohol. And it was simple, easy and desirable. And I think it was different above everything else. I think it was different. To kind of explain to you what it was Easter eggs with the tops cut off with Baileys poured into it. So it was kind of like a shot cup made out of a chocolate Easter egg. Like, people could see within that picture that they could do that at Easter time and they wanted to share that concept with their friends and family. So I think that had a little bit to do with its success. Of course, sprinkled with a little bit of luck in there as well. And I have to tell you, I've tried to do it again. I've tried to emulate that success in following Easters when we were in the shop, but it never worked. The concept of the post had been seen too many times, and because perhaps I wasn't the only one who thought of it, so it was all about timing and it was all about a little bit of luck. The Facebook group going viral, I think that would be easy to do again if you really got to tap into the emotions and needs of enough of the population and gave them a compelling reason to join. And it was out of the box thinking, not like another Facebook group for small business owners, for instance, but, left of field thinking. I think that, you could certainly emulate that as a viral Facebook group. Look for big movers and shakers that you have in your audience and think outside the box, and voila, you've kind of got your big idea. And as I'm really thinking, as I'm talking about that sentence, about, movers and shakers and audiences and thinking outside the box, I'm kind of thinking about those groups like the Kmart groups. There's a group that I belong to where you buy something from Kmart and then you make something totally different out of it. Like it's not the purpose of the product that you bought. Like some really out of the box thinking. So Kmart don't run that group. Superfans run that group. And yet it has virability. The buy now, pay later groups are a little bit the same. So buy now, pay later don't own the group. People own the group that have buy now, pay later, and then they get people to come into the group who would like to buy their products by using that particular payment gateway. So, big companies, big audiences, but different angles, different niches for those particular big companies. And as the Americans say, the riches are in the niches. We actually say niches, and then you can't really say reaches in the niches, but you know what I mean. Riches are in the niches. So basically the money is in the niche that you can have in your business. If you've ever experienced anything going viral in your business world, and again, viral to you, I'd absolutely love to hear about it. Send me a DM on Instagram or put a post up on the Like-Minded Business Owners in that group. And if you're not a member, go and join the Like-Minded Business Owners group and drop me a photo or some information about a piece of content that you had that went viral and maybe some lessons that you might have learnt out of that viral content. But guys, that's it. I just wanted to check in with you, talk to you about, making sure that your content is always branded appropriately and you are ready for any sort of viral content that might happen inside your business. That's it for episode 126. I'll be back for 127 next Thursday, I promise, and really look forward to chatting with you then. Have a fabulous week, whoever or whatever it might bring into your life. And let's get social on social. Let's hang out on Instagram at @JenDonovan_, of course, come in and join my Like-Minded Business Owners group. And we can chat all things in there about viral content. If you're enjoying this podcast, please hit the subscribe button and maybe leave a rating and a review. I would so appreciate that. Thank you so much for designs at design.by.jones on Instagram. So shout out to you. If you are on Instagram, everybody get over and give a beautiful high five to design.by.jones, who actually left me a review on Apple Podcasts. Thank you for your clear and effective advice. I highly recommend this informative marketing podcast for any small business owner. I've been able to relate to your helpful topics in my business. So grateful for you sharing your knowledge. Aw, thank you. And I would love some more reviews like that. It helps my podcast get out to even more people. And you know what? Just makes me feel warm and fuzzy knowing that people are listening and loving it. So guys, that is really it from me. I'm going to let you go and get on with your day. But remember, my small business peeps, as my opening song says, there is no point in dreaming small.
No time like the present. Tell it like you feel it. Say it proud, be true, and let us see you for the star that you are. No point in dreaming small.
I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Yorta Yorta people, on which I record this podcast and conduct my business today, and pay my respects to their elders, past and present. I extend this respect to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here with us today as well.